I didn't mean to turn off my video.
Where did
I'll vouch. They are very good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're tasty. Tasty
Well,
as
and
all that.
what I really like about them is that the orange is not overwhelming, but so you get, it's like a really nice balance of the chocolate and the orange. And it has an aftertaste of orange, which is just delicious. So Terry did a very good job crafting his chocolate oranges, or hers, or theirs. I don't know if Terry is a man or a woman or neither. They did a very good job. It says whack and unwrap. I did not whack it.
I why not?
You do you straight on, just bam, and what does it? Breaks all the slices at once.
See, I don't think I didn't whack it because I didn't want to. Oh, Scout! I didn't want to have all the slices go everywhere at once because I didn't anticipate eating it all in one day.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
see.
anticipate liking it this much.
Learn something new every day. Sounds like you learned something very worthy.
I did. I went to Target to buy Drano, and that was all I needed because my shower was clogged. And I walked out with 3 different chocolate items because I decided that I also needed a multitude of different types of chocolate. So I have my chocolate orange, I have my special dark with almonds Hershey nuggets, and then I have the little Ghirardelli peppermint bark squares because that shit is delicious.
I feel you on the chocolate, Abby.
So imagine if your sink had not clogged. It would just be a regular old Tuesday.
It's true. It would have been. And I went, so today I went and got a COVID test, which was great. They moved it. They're not at school anymore. Now they're in the back of the mall, which is kind of sketchy. But I went and their system was not working. So that was a little bit of a challenge. But then, they did the swab. They stabbed me in the back of my throat, as they always do. And then I had to give a tour at 1, but I had anticipated the COVID test taking a lot longer than it did. I anticipated, maybe a 30-minute wait, but I was there for like 5 minutes. So I was like, oh, I need to go to Target and get Drano. Let me go before my tour. And then I think in the speed and the hassle of me trying to run through Target and get what I need, I was just so excited and jazzed that I was like, I need to buy lots of chocolate as well. And that is what I did. So here I am now with chocolate.
My apartment right now is, by contrast, drowning in banana bread. Because 2 of my friends independently.
I just joined back to that.
Yeah,
We are live now, folks, just so you know.
2 of my friends independently decided to bring home a big stuff of banana bread and be like, yes, let us all enjoy banana bread. And given the fact that my birthday was kind of a wash on the day of, I had to reschedule it. So I've celebrated it on Friday, which means that I made even more sweets. So we had to spend a couple of days getting through shortbread and custard.
Well, if you have an excess of banana bread and need someone to take some of it off your hands.
There's always an excess of banana bread. That's just, banana bread and redundant. It's almost as useless as saying, I have too much banana bread. It's just to say, I have too much zucchini bread.
I love banana bread, especially like warm banana bread with ice cream.
But
I don't think I've ever finished banana bread. Like I've never finished a loaf.
Ooh, a banana bread ice cream sandwich would be awesome.
Like you gotta work small if you're making banana bread. It's like you gotta have 2 spare bananas and a family of 4. These are the only way.
Well, you need somebody like a potluck that you can donate all the excess bread to is what you need.
My mother used to make.
You could just have an in-house scout to eat all of the banana bread because it is my favorite.
How many of you?
What was that, Cal?
How many of you are in Sherman right now?
Oh, right. You need to find out who to give the banana bread to.
Okay, I'll check. I'll see if we're banana breadable. I'll have to talk with my roommates because it's and there's I'm not. Don't think I'm joking here. There may.
If you're watching Cal on YouTube, contact him in Sherman, Texas. For the possibility of some banana bread.
I too have a lot of banana bread because my aunt and I have a tradition where we make banana bread together to give to my uncle's coworkers, and she needs help, so I usually help her. And she's like, hey, do you want to make banana bread to like give to people that you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. She's like, we made a batch that wasn't very good the first time. She's like, you can give those to your friends. And I'm like, no, like those were our test rounds. I'm not going to give the test rounds to my friends. So yeah, I just still have a bunch of banana bread as well. Except that's not loaves, it's these little tiny packages that are like this big.
Is that the proper term? Abby, go ahead.
I had decided previously today that one of the things that I want to make while I'm home over this holiday break is banana pudding, because I love banana pudding and I haven't had it in so long. I was eating vanilla wafers the other day and thinking about it. But now I also want to figure out how to make bananas Foster, because you put that on top of some ice cream.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
And start setting things on fire.
Dad, if you're watching this, which I think you are, we will be making bananas Foster when I come home this weekend.
You have been duly notified. Cal, perhaps you can settle an issue for me, because I know you're hardcore into the baking thing. But Abby just brought up pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what defines a pudding? Because, I mean, British puddings...
Depends on where you are.
Right. I mean, British puddings mean something very different from what Americans think of as pudding, which is usually something that British people call custard.
First of all, I appreciate you thinking me hardcore into the baking. I'm just like food and am very loud. But then, I would.
Well, maybe somebody else can answer that question. I don't know.
Don't worry. One of my expertise as somebody.
Oh, don't worry. He has an opinion.
See, that's why I asked. So.
Kurt, I'm training to be a teacher. If somebody asks me a question I don't know the answer to, I can't just say I don't know anymore.
I'll find out. Just give me a second.
Yeah, I think that there is essentially, I want to say that a pudding is like a custard, but has an additional ingredient as a binder. My initial thought is gelatin, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. But there is some additional binder, because I've done my fair share of custards, and I'm pretty sure they are distinct from puddings. Mm-hmm. Because all custard, of course, is, as I'm sure you all know, you've all been humans in this world. It is eggs mixed with a binder, tempered with milk, and then thickened. That is a custard. Mm-hmm. And so I think that there is just one additional ingredient, some kind of binder, thickener, something.
Okay, so explain to me Yorkshire pudding. Mm-hmm. Because that's savory. And it is essentially just...
Well, I do the fancy American pudding, which is like milk and powder.
I suppose we're defining pudding. Are we defining pudding differently for America? And because I'm explaining American pudding.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Well, that is what I was saying then.
Yeah, because I mean,
you come in with Britain and its pudding, which can be sweet or savory, and is usually just a range of desserts that could be anything from like a steamed dessert to one like Yorkshire pudding that's not, you eat it with roast dinner and put gravy on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
am I just imagining it, or do like British people like refer to desserts in general as puddings sometimes? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there may be a particular range of desserts, though I am not an etymologist.
I just thought one was always thicker than the other.
It's a smorgasbord of pudding could be so many things.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, the problem for me is that term, that the proof is in the pudding. But if I don't really know what a pudding is, then where's the proof?
Am I looking?
The proof is in the American Jell-O brand pudding.
Jell-O brand banana flavored pudding.
Here's the question that you're not asking.
Banana flavored.
What kind of proof do they mean?
A mathematic proof.
Alcoholic proof.
Two definitions of proof, right?
True.
Because theoretically, a nice like rum pudding definitely has the proof in it.
Oh, the proof is in the pudding. I see. I get it now.
My brain was going in that direction as well.
It's saying there's a high alcohol content to my dessert food. I understand.
Yeah.
It all is starting
Maybe it's like the baby they put in King's cakes.
That's just a little note that says proof. They just put it in, and if you find it, you're lucky for the year.
No, I'm still real into the math proofs. Like you're just getting calculus.
I mean, imagine if you had math cookies, and you could say the proof is in the cookie. Because you open the fortune cookie and out
Why
comes.
don't they put proof in anything else? What's up with that?
Yeah, right. Why does pudding corner the market on proof as a
Tell
content?
somebody the
I
proof
mean,
is in the mashed
sometimes it
potatoes.
cooks.
I, as a
sometimes it
litigator,
cooks
should
out.
not have to go to the pudding to find what can take my defendant off the stand.
Your Honor.
As previously mentioned, I am someone who, by definition, has to have an opinion on everything.
Right.
Arguably, what I think here is happening is that pudding may be the only substance thick enough to suspend proof in.
Jello, gelatin.
Well, now see, okay,
You really want your proof in Jello.
I'm
Just
also
thinking
trying to
about
remember. Did Jello have a mascot?
Probably
Well,
in the 70s.
it was Bill Cosby,
Everything out of Jello in the 70s.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, he was the spokesperson, right? But did they ever have like Kool-Aid has that giant jug, right?
Santa Claus.
Just a giant tub of Jello.
Like a bowl full of
I'm
jelly.
looking it up right now.
She says, "Oh, indeed." I just
Now I want to make proof jam.
Bob the Blob from Monsters vs. Aliens. It's the mascot for Jello.
Okay, so Bill Cosby was the spokesman. Let me look at mascot.
Bill
It's so hard
was
to
he
see past
officially
that.
the spokesman?
Put away.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Puddin' Pops. Yeah, that was his major merchandising. He was Jello Man.
It says there's so many, but the one that's catching my eye is Mr. Wiggle.
Mr. Wiggle.
Mr. Wiggle?
Mr.
I'm gonna go.
Wiggle.
I gotta. Oh
I
no!
don't know if you can
Oh,
see
no.
it very well. It was like on little individualized packages. But there's also like a comic called Jello Man.
I remember this. I've seen this man.
Do you know this man? Does he appear in your dreams?
No, I'm sorry. This is our next this is the next way that we promote our next improv show.
Oh,
This is too old for me to know. How do I know him?
He looks like what is it? There's like Little Miss Sunshine, the emotional
Yeah.
Oh, the Mr.
emotion
Man and Little
characters.
Misses.
Yeah, it looks exactly like those
From the
characters.
60s.
But like,
Have I seen it on a
this is-
show?
This
What
is
cow?
how we promote our next show. We just put up like missing persons posters for strange mascots. It's like, have you seen this man?
that's wow. Okay, he kind of looks like
Mr.
he's.
Wiggle.
Oh, that's Mr. Wiggle. Oh, yeah.
You know why he looks so familiar? He
Why?
looks like Mr. Bubble, who was on the bubble bath. Did anyone else use that?
That's
before?
right,
Yes, I
Mr.
did.
Bubble.
That might be it.
I
Mr. Bubble.
absolutely
He also
used
kind
Mr.
of
I always,
like
Bubble.
the
I always
tomato
wondered
from
if Mr. Bubble and a Tidy Bowl man had something going on there where they were pissed at each other or something.
Oh,
The
You're
face
telling me-
of this Wiggle thing also kind of looks like the tomato from VeggieTales.
oh no.
Oh,
The tomato.
Not the same person?
Oh my god!
Mr. Bubble.
Wait a minute.
We've
Wait
never
a minute.
seen them together
I'm
in the
thinking
same
that
room.
there's a being somewhere that used to work for Jello and then went to work for Mr. Bubble, and I bet there's a story there. There's
There's some
definitely a
Okay,
story.
we can't talk about it anymore, otherwise the FBI
I-
is going to start
I
making
kind of want to know what is everybody's favorite like brand mascot? Because brand mascots are such an interesting thing.
Gritty.
Gritty, horrible
Gritty
first
is
choice.
a brand mascot.
Horrible first
No,
choice.
no.
I
End of
love
nightmares.
Gritty. Don't look at him.
Only the tiger.
Believe me, I've looked at them.
I know the FBI is gonna come after me if I say this, but I have two words to. I have 4 words to say about the Jello person. Illegitimate child, Jello man. I'm sorry, Kool-Aid man. I can't say anything more. I signed a non-disclosure agreement, but
There's Gritty.
I think
Because I like the Noid from Domino's.
Mm.
Oh, it is good.
Oh.
Did any of you guys ever eat like the little tiny like kids TV dinners and it was like the penguin
Kid cuisine.
mascot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
With like the worst dessert possible.
Yes.
It's like chocolate brownie,
think
and it was just melted into the.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch used to have a mascot, but now they just animate the cereal itself. And like,
Yeah, it
It was
used to
the
be like a
little man.
chef.
Yeah, that little
The
old
first
chef
one-
guy.
The first one that came to my mind that I love, but also was kind of terrified of as a child, is the little cinnamon toast crunches because they would eat each other.
Yeah. The little cannibalistic pieces of cinnamon toast.
Look at Hot Dan the Mustard Man.
Well, and
Nice.
the back of the box is just like one giant smiling piece of toast, which is kind of spooky. You
So
know.
they're like kind
Actually,
of cute.
Speaking of the little scary stuff, do you remember when they changed the design for the Happy Meal boxes from McDonald's?
That's exactly what I was
Those things
thinking
are
of.
Is that
terrifying.
a baby
Baby nut.
Mr. Peanut?
You get baby
Yes.
nut out of here.
Baby Nut.
Wait,
Baby Nut.
Wait a minute. Mr. Peanut has a
Had a
child?
live cam
Maybe
on
I
Baby
shouldn't
Nut.
say that
No,
anymore.
Mr. Peanut doesn't have a child. Mr. Peanut died and was reincarnated as Baby Nut.
Reincarnated into
Really
Baby
quick.
Nut.
Drove off of a cliff and became Baby Nut.
You
have
know,
you guys seen?
They had a live stream. You could watch this baby capitalist learn how to walk with his dumb little monocle.
I really need to do that to Mr.
No
Monopoly.
supervision.
Um,
No adult supervision
real quick.
except for the live stream.
have you guys seen any ads for like Trolley the like gummy worms?
Yes.
Yes, the stop motion ones, they were made by the same studio that
Yeah.
did Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Yeah, no, it's basically their ads are veering into almost cosmic horror.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like
For gummy
not
worms.
quite cosmic
It's
horror.
kind of wild.
It's
So,
like-
so they're inviting you to imagine that the mass of gummy worms that you're already eating because they're a little strange and countercultural to begin with are in fact the tentacular mass of an elder god.
Oh no, it is
It's
worse than this. It is that
G-U-M-M-I, but there's an
themselves.
ooh-wow.
What?
The worms are these gummy worms basically have the ability to they exist in a world with horrifying abominations, and that they have the ability to transform these horrifying abominations into creatures of pure destructive joy. So there's like this one ad of this kid
Okay.
trying to shut up his singing gummy worms as
Yeah.
a monster hunts him through his house.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
I'm
I'm just mad.
simultaneously feel the need to immediately watch these, but also never watch these.
They
You'll
go
want to
back.
see Proto Michelin Man.
I keep telling you, like,
Proto-
the guys who made the YouTube video, the YouTube series Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, like the very existential, horrible puppet show, are the people who make the trolley commercials.
oh, his eyes look so dead.
I
he looks.
Well, he is, after all, just a vessel for Zool. So
Is that supposed to be an early draft of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? I wasn't paying attention.
That was the
Pop
Michelin
quiz
Man.
time.
so wait. Well,
Pop
what's the
quiz
pop
time.
quiz, Nick?
Does anybody know Captain Crunch's full name?
Oh,
It's
No, I don't.
well, he was promoted, or was he demoted? Wasn't he?
He
Common?
has a first and last name.
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Who said
Oh,
it?
He-
that's cheating. That's
He's synonymous with the job, Captain
It's
Crunch.
Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Yes,
No.
That's it. Yeah.
He's got a first and last name.
I
That's
have a,
Backstory, I don't know.
that's
have
like
a
I weren't Captain Horatio M. Crunch.
that's
have a
like
con-
Scooby Doo's full name is Scoobert Doobert.
Or Barbie is Barbara.
so I have the.
That's
I have a
always
question
gonna
for you.
disturb me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like your
Barbara
name is
dolls.
Barbara.
I have-
What is your question?
I know
Where
what
is
we're doing
the
for Zoom.
line?
What?
Where is the line between sufficiently cursed mascot and cryptid?
Mm.
The
Well,
cinnamon
yeah.
stick
So
man.
That's a really good
track
question.
Down the Burger King,
The line is at capitalism.
take pictures of him, and maybe ask him on a date. That's not something I want to pursue. But Mothman,
You
So-
don't want to go. You don't want to go on a date with the Lion King,
Consider
but you want to go on a date with Mothman.
mascots are just the cryptids that we've tamed and brought into society.
Mascots are just cryptids with money. That's
That's so sad.
Sorry, let's go back. A cryptid? What the hell is a cryptid?
Like Bigfoot, like a mysterious creature.
Mothman.
Loch Ness Monster, a
see.
Chupacabra.
I see.
Chupacabra.
Several that I can't name because I don't want to die.
feel
American
like people
Gods type
use-
stuff.
People
Yeah.
use Bigfoot and the Chupacabra as mascots. Jack's Link's Beef Jerky used Bigfoot as their
That's
mascot.
Yeah.
So Are all mascots cryptids? Is Mr. Clean a cryptid though?
Well, I wonder if
I
that's
just-
Square and rectangle.
part of the secret of
That's a
cryptids
reveal. Like,
is that they're
I
that
am
they're
a-
merchandisable.
I am about to majorly probably start a brawl, but out of all of like the mascots, whether it's restaurant or like cereals or stuff, who would win in a fight?
Like all of them?
Anyone?
Hot take, Wendy.
You know, you might be onto
Yeah, I
something.
gotta say.
Wendy's connected.
She's scrappy.
Wendy's connected. You can just see it. I mean, because how can you carry that look and really and in public without
I think-
backing?
I
right?
think
she's
Wendy
got
could
those
absolutely
things
stomp
that are
Colonel
raised
Sanders.
as conduits to the spirit of her father, and I think that just
Her eyes light up, and you see the ghost of Dave
So
behind.
you're
it.
saying it's not a Pippi Longstocking quote. It's that's an antenna array that allows her to communicate with the great beyond.
Yeah.
By means of which her multinational corporation is actually having its levers pulled by an extra-dimensional entity of extraordinary and ancient intelligence.
yeah.
So here's my
Hey.
question: Where
Okay,
does
so Wendy went
Clean
by default.
fall
Got
on
it.
that? Like what odds are we putting on Mr. Clean? Because that's the only other person I think I'd put money on.
He
Wendy-
has the MILFs on
I
it.
was gonna put money
What
on
about
Ronald
is his name?
McDonald.
Is his name Tuna Sam? Is that
Hear
his
me
name?
out. Hear
The
me
tuna
out.
fish.
Abby, go ahead.
The Bell from Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Hmm.
He'll ring
What's
your
the bell
bell.
gonna do?
Wasn't there a Chihuahua involved with Taco Bell promotion at one point?
There was,
Yes.
in fact, a Chihuahua.
I got it
very
totally
close
wrong.
associated
The
with
tuna's
Taco Bell.
mascot name is Charlie. I got that wrong.
Charlie the tuna.
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie the
tuna.
tuna. Charlie the tuna is one of my
Her name
favorite
is Olivia.
mascots. I
I'm
had
sure
a
I-
stuffed
old
Charlie the
little
tuna with a pull cord. I had one of those pull cord dolls.
Oh, that's so good.
And he would
That's
and
so good.
he was such great. It was such great corporate programming because as a child I got that from somebody who worked for the tuna company, and it said all the slogans when I pulled the rope. It was great. It's like, huh.
Olivia, did you?
Sorry, Charlie, tuna's for kids or something like that. Liv, go ahead.
Only rabbit.
I feel
It's
like
freaking-
everyone is forgetting the Green Giant.
I mean, come on. That's because he's always out of frame. You can only see with the other characters just his foot, right?
It's
And
like
that's
the
why you
Avengers
forget he's
lineup,
there.
and it's just half of the Jolly Green Giant's leg. Just his kneecap in frame.
His very name being the Jolly Green Giant
That's
implies
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
not be violent.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but on the
Just
other hand,
because he's jolly doesn't mean he's not violent.
no,
He's
I think of him. I think of him as the
violent.
Dr. Manhattan of the mascot world.
He's
It's like
jolly
as we
because
talked
of the
about
violence.
earlier with the trolley commercials, how they can make like such destructive joy. That's
Yeah,
what the Jolly
yeah.
Green Giant does.
Although the Jolly Green Giant, I mean, just think about all his commercials. Ho, ho, ho. The world trembles at the sound of his voice. And he always knows. He always knows, you know. He
I would
always
say-
knows when vegetables are about to be eaten.
In the recent Michelin tire commercials, Michelin Man does sling around tires at like warp speed.
Yeah.
Just
Now I'm thinking about it,
Blown
though.
him
I'm
out.
thinking the Jolly Green Giant is Santa's boss. I mean, I think the Jolly Green Giant had ho, ho, ho first.
You mean God?
Well, I did say Dr. Manhattan, but I mean,
Consider.
Shannon, please.
Oh, wait, we're forgetting one guy. The Allstate man. No matter what happens to him,
Ah,
he'll die.
true enough.
Yeah.
it's true.
Well, originally he was just hands, but he
State
evolved
Farm?
into a whole person.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there and will throw down.
Yeah.
Consider, of course, the following: that we've just
Can I get
created a
some
connection all the way through cryptids, mascots, to then like fictional holiday characters, and of course, this means that somebody needs to create a Street Fighter style beat 'em up with just
Absolutely.
characters with just mascots.
I think it
Well,
was Shannon
yeah.
that said it in the chat. Smash Bros, but with mascots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
can
want
see
to
a-
beat them up.
there's got to be like a mod or a pack that you could put together.
Surely.
There's got to be something you could do.
It's some sort of Arby's Witch makeup of a game.
I'm gonna be honest. Lucky from the Lucky Charms, he'd die instantly. He'd be gone so fast.
If
Lucky,
anything,
but Lucky's connected
But-
too.
I don't
But
know.
speaking of cereal characters, the cinnamon, you know, I feel like
Yeah.
he could
Cinnamon
pull-
and the
I
apple.
feel like he could
Yeah.
pull up
Oh
some
yeah.
strings.
Okay,
He
but
could
what
do
about
some
the
stuff.
Lucky's a
Cinnamon.
fascinating thing though because they had a recent campaign where the cereal boxes were to set up leprechaun traps
yeah.
so that you could
Which
trap
I
Lucky.
That's
And I'm like-
so mean.
I'm like, that's okay. So we're now
Absolutely.
encouraging children to capture the leprechaun. And the box that I have and I kept because I was mystified. It's a bank, and it's a bank set up to look like a leprechaun trap. Like, and I'm like, so you're luring the leprechaun in as some place to put his gold that's safe but isn't?
You
This
drop
is,
him with
golden, it's
interest
fine.
rates.
this is a complicated investment
You're
message
promising him
sending to
false
children.
security and
Yes,
playing on.
there's a very
You're-
complicated semiotic life in what Lucky has been co-opted into by creating a leprechaun trap shaped like a bank.
I hate the idea of like corporate America encouraging young children to try to capture Fae.
Yeah,
just on
this is
any
my,
level,
this
I
is
hate
my
that.
concern.
I'll-
Don't try to capture Faye.
Yeah. On
Yeah.
top of that, I. By the way, just going back to the Smash Bros thing, if my experience with Cthulhu and particularly Bird and I talking about Sucker for Love, there's a game for anything.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And there, if not, there should be.
There will be soon.
There will be soon. Before we know it, we're performing now. It's 7:00, folks.
Oh.
We hopefully have some folks tuning into us either in real time or at some future date. We're performing for all of you, whoever might come across this relic, this message left in a bottle, this jam session that is our semi-annual study break that we like to do just about every semester, where we take a study break during finals week to just jam for a while, kick back, and improvise as a means of blowing off steam. Or in this particular case, the title of this evening's performance is Trying to Forget November. Trying to Forget November. So if you're looking for the opportunity to just think back on it, don't think back at all. Just think about, just find yourself diverted, entertained by the bizarre rantings of this motley assortment of comic geniuses. We're looking forward to just jamming with you for the evening. We are, of course, the Austin College Improv Troupe. We like to improvise in long form, short form, and various other forms in between. And here we are performing once again in Zoom for your entertainment and delectation. My name is Kirk Everest. I'm the coach of the Austin College Improv Troupe, and we are
Callier,
Abby.
Chandler.
Diara.
Live.
Brennan.
Scout.
Nick.
Chloe.
And John.
And that's John McGinn on piano joining us virtually this evening and doing battle with the great ugly Zoom sound editor beast, attempting to find some way to synchronize ourselves even though we are all in diverse physical places. It's a joy to be with you here this evening, and I'm looking forward to jamming with you for the next hour. Let's start off with a game we were already playing practically just a moment ago, a game called Zulu. This is a game you can find online in all kinds of various forms. It's a line game. We have a little sequence that we just mapped out, that we just played out for you. We're going to play it in that particular sequence. Makes things easier in Zoom. And they're just going to come up with some ideas based on some prompts that I suggest for them. For example, I'd like you to come up with, thinking of characters that have nicknames like Barbie or other brand name characters like, just give me some characters that have nicknames.
Larry the Joester.
Little guy.
Jamie, the jokester.
Nice.
Laffy the clown.
Nice.
Spooky Mookie.
Timmy the Tim Tam Man.
Harry under spoon.
Stinky Steve, the garbage man.
Hiccup boy.
All right.
Boy with hiccups.
The boy with the hiccups. So now what I want you to do is thinking of characters who have nicknames, well-known characters that have nicknames. What's their full name? The full name that never gets used by those characters with those widely used nicknames. Does Mickey Mouse have a middle name? What is it? Let's hear the full names of characters whose names are usually shortened into some kind of abbreviated form. Cal, start us off again.
Matthias Malthusian Mouse.
Beanard Boynard, known more commonly as Bean Boy.
James Jamison Jones. Just JJJ.
Yep.
Jollifer the Green Giant, also known as, the Jolly Green Giant.
Jollifer is his first name, of course.
Little did you know his real name is actually Anthony the Tiger.
That's why all of his initials, it's A Tiger.
Bartholomew the Train. That's what BART trains are named after.
Michael Megara Michelin Man.
It's
yeah.
Luck Widow Charmison, the Lucky Charms mascot.
Luck Widow Charmison?
Yes.
Hey, that's my grandpa you're talking about. How dare you?
Chuck E. As in, every square inch around me is covered in children with sticky fingers. Cheese.
That is precisely what Chuck E. Cheese's full name is. What I'd like to hear now is names of mascots that don't yet exist. Names of mascots for any particular product. You can name the product too if you like, but I'd like mascots that the kind of mascots we come up specifically with products that don't in fact exist.
New McDonald's mascot, Jerry the Hunger Gorb.
Chad.
Yep. Just Chad.
Rainy the Unicorn, the product of the mascot for Invisible Glue.
Toothy the Tooth for toothpaste.
We've got Schnoodle Noodle Man for Easy Mac.
We've got Bob the Briefcase for the Bank of America.
Mr. Brimson, just hats in general, all hats.
We got Terry the Turd Burglar for Huggies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Did you say Terry the Turd Burglar? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He burgles turds.
Yeah, got it. Kind of want to give it back, but okay.
We've got Todd, your teeth for opening beer bottles. That's Todd.
Started out as a commercial mascot, but then he became a promotional figure for PSAs for the Dental Association of America. Definitely. I'd like let's go ahead and come up with some names of sports teams that don't in fact exist. You can name the associated sport if you like, but give me some names for sports teams that don't in fact exist.
The Athenian philosophers.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
The Dodger Town Danger People.
The soon-to-be trapped leprechauns.
The Dallas Failures, also known as the Cowboys. I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't contact me.
Yeah, but behind every Cowboys fan, there's a Jets joke. But
We've got the Paris, Texas Baguettes.
We have the Alaskan Baked Alaskas. They represent the whole state.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Ohio Dink Dongs.
We have
And you have to spread it out like that.
Of course,
Viagra presents the Hardy Boys.
And we've got Team Nick because no one can follow that.
Thank you.
The Nick
Thank you.
followers, the team of comedians who are trying to come up with something after Nick nails a punchline.
I hate you for putting me after Nick.
I'm sorry. For the next game, we'll reverse it. Okay, just to put the shoe on the other foot. You know what? Let's reverse it now because we're going to play a couple more rounds of Zulu just now. I want to hear. In fact, we just came up with sports teams. Come up with a sports team, but that sports team's mascot. So come up with a sports team and name that team's mascot in the same beat, if you would. So give me a sports team's mascot. Go. Nice, John.
It's the Minnesota Monties, and their mascot is Broomy because it's curling, but I don't know how to say that.
It's just a curling broom. Broomy the curling broom. Cal, take over. Keep going.
Oh, we're doing forward.
Yeah, since Chloe started us, we'll move through that way so that she doesn't have to follow Nick.
Oh, I see. Well, it's the Nowhere Kansasville Forget-Me-Nots.
Yes.
We've got the Springfield Sluggers and their mascot, Stinky the Salamander.
I love it. Love it. Fabulous.
We've got the Colorado Greenleafs with their mascot, Leafy.
We got the Irish Brewsters with Bottle the Bottle. Yeah.
Out of the bottle.
I'll buy that. Okay.
Well, we've actually got a brand new sport of pouring latte art from the team from Salem, Massachusetts, represented by Espressi, the coffee bean.
Free trade, of course.
There's the Wyoming Warheads, and their mascot is just like all the nukes that Shakespeare forgot.
Ned the Nuke.
Hailing from South Montana, we have the Texas Armadillos and Hats with their mascot, Hattie.
We got this new baseball team. It's called the Virginia Vampires, and their mascot, Bloodbag. It's an IV blood bag. Every time he gets hit by a foul ball, everybody in the stadium gets a free blood sausage.
Yeah, that's right. From now on in the rotation, Chloe, you're starting off so that you don't have to follow Nick anymore.
I hate you. I don't want to start.
By the
You
way,
can't win. You hate me either way.
by the way, what happened to Mr. Brimson?
Mr. Brimson
Okay.
actually died. He was crushed under the wheels of an 18-wheeler and was reincarnated as Brimson Jr., which is a teeny tiny hat on top of an armadillo.
All right, go ahead, Liv.
I don't know if y'all heard, but at these baseball games, there's in between innings, they do a race between Edward Cullen and Dracula and the blood bag mascot.
In fact, no, they get halfway
No.
through
The
the
blood
race.
bag is what drives them.
They get halfway through the race, and then Count Chocula comes out just full sprint and beats them all.
And then there's the Count from Sesame Street just lagging behind.
One blood bag.
One blood bag. That's one home run. 2 home runs. I like it. I am blood bag. I like it. He's a Romanian immigrant. Yes, thank you, John. He's a Romanian immigrant. That's he's had some immigration issues, so he's become sort of galvanized as a political figure. But before we let Zulu deteriorate completely into utter chaos, which was just lovely, one more round of Zulu with Chloe going ahead and leading off this time. What I'd like, once again, we were having a conversation ahead of time about cryptids, which are these strange mythical creatures like the chupacabra, the goat vampire, or Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. He's a big hairy monster type, or the abominable snow person, the Yeti. So what I want you to do is to name cryptids that have not yet been discovered, along with their sort of catchphrase or epithet. So give me names of cryptids like Sasquatch, mysterious creatures that have yet to be discovered and become internet memes before we know it. Some cryptids, please. Chloe, lead us off.
It's his name is Seaweed the Swamp Weed.
Yes, seaweed, the swamp weed. Absolutely. Coming to a headline near you. Who's next? Cal.
Of course, the Sherman, Texas Motivation Eaters coming out during finals week and living under their desks.
We've got the Pennsatucky prawn men, which are giant flying shrimps.
We have Nessie's estranged cousin who lives in the Isle of Iona of Scotland. And instead of being like a large like dinosaur, it's like a large like kind of flying like pterodactyl thing. And it's like, yes, I exist.
Of course, in the Isles of Skye. Makes perfect sense.
We have Alexa, who is actually a tiny ant that turns invisible and appears everywhere else.
Everybody's Alexa just went off.
Yeah. See, there she is.
There she is. She's everywhere.
Related to Goatman, we have Monty the Mule Monster.
Oh yes, Monty the Mule Monster
Um,
coming to a mule trail near you.
we also have Ollie the oligarch, but she's a nice oligarch, which is why she's a cryptid because she has to hide out.
We have the Chicago Noodler, named as such for its many, many tentacles that you will never see. They're invisible.
They're invisible tentacles.
We have my personal favorite, Dave from accounting. He's always either in the break room or by the water cooler, but he's never at his desk. You're like, does he work here? I've never seen him.
And that's it. That's our round of cryptids. Cal, go ahead.
One last one. There is, of course, the Austin College Improv Troupe.
Ah,
Out of
yeah.
the corner of your eye on certain Zoom streams.
We are Legion, and we say that without copyright infringement. So
we are public domain.
We
spelled different. L-E-E.
Public domain. Speaking of which, we're about to. Speaking of public domain and borrowing things that are given to us by others, we've learned a game recently thanks to the work of Showstoppers and Pippa Evans in particular. A number of our have worked with that improviser in Britain, towering skill and achievement. Pippa Evans has a book coming out in the spring too that I want to plug. But she taught us a game, and Showstoppers taught us a game called Proverbs, which we're going to play. Chloe, I know you hate me already, but we're going to do the same order we rehearsed.
Kirk, it's fictional.
I know, but we're going to start with you. You're going to lead us off, and we're going in the reverse order of what we were doing before for this round of Proverbs. And what's going to happen is we're going to give you some pithy comments and some remarks and prophecies of note, things that really make you ponder. But we're going to do it one word at a time. One word at a time, attempting to convey a single solitary voice. And once we've realized what the proverb is, we'll let you know with an oh. Okay, so Chloe starts off.
On.
One.
Hand.
There
is
water.
Oh. On one hand, there is water. Yes.
There.
Start again. Oh, never mind.
There.
Always.
There always
are
things
that
Think.
Oh, yeah. A little more momentum, please. A little more feeding into each other.
However,
patience
never
falls
easily.
Oh, yes.
Regrets
is
like
cereal.
Yeah. I think we have time for one or two more.
Hatred
of
oneself
is
always
bad.
Hatred of oneself? Always bad. Yes, that's really profound. And one final thought.
sometimes
people
Are
weird.
The train agrees with us. Absolutely. Sometimes people are weird, and I can't think of a group of people that are a better demonstration of that than this particular assemblage of individuals right now. We're going to play a game now with John that we call Lemur King for reasons that are not worth explaining right now. But what's going to happen is we're going to tell a story a couple of words at a time, attempting to create a single continuous voice telling this particular story. And John is going to provide some musical accompaniment in between so that the music becomes a narrator along with the rest of the narrators. Right now, based on the stuff we were chatting about ahead of time, the name of this story is, and we'll tell it in the same order with Chloe. You get to follow Nick again. We're going to go back to that original order. Yeah, but it's not the same game, so it should be fine. So we'll start with Cal. The name of the story is The Monster in the House. The Monster in the House is the name of the story. And now, via Lemur King, we will collectively tell the story of The Monster in the House.
Once there was a house.
Inside lived a monster.
It hid
underneath.
Everything.
But the monster
Just wanted love.
Sometimes it
Tried to.
Make friends.
but he failed to realize
he was alone.
The monster screamed.
and someone heard.
So lonely.
Timmy woke up.
He yawned a big yawn and
Went down the stairs.
And saw no monster.
instead he found
A mirror.
He looked at it for a while.
And then he cried.
I'm so lonely.
It was then that Timmy realized
he was alone.
And then something quite peculiar happened.
His door opened slowly.
and revealed the monster.
The monster was
His father.
Timmy sighed.
Are you lonely, son?
not with you, Dad.
And then they hugged.
And they were never
Alone again.
And that's the story of The Monster in the House, as told by the Austin College Improv Troupe. Thank you, John. Well done, sir. Well done. There's a lot to think about on that story. I'm gonna be.
Are
musing
we
on that
okay?
for a while. Oh, clearly not. No.
It's finals, man.
No,
Nobody
that's
is
the
okay.
whole point, right? I mean, when not okay, go and improvise, and it'll all be okay. We'll be better for having spent a little time crying in front of that mirror.
Remember, we've come here to forget.
That's right. I seem to remember that there was a month around here somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it.
September, maybe?
It could be. It might have been September.
Sunday.
Actually, it very likely was August. We've been misplacing August too. But next we have a game that I've been calling three-headed something or other. You know what? I think clearly that what we have here is, we have a three-headed monster. I think we need a three-headed monster. We've got Abby, Liv, and Cal playing our first round of this game, and they are going to be a creature of some particular kind. We'll find out what kind. You're some kind of cryptid or other monster of some kind, and we'll find out more by asking you questions. So these people will create. Everybody else will turn their video off, except for the three-headed thing, and myself as well. And the three-headed thing, which is now a creature, will answer questions from us, the audience, speaking only one word at a time. So I'm going to start things off. And Troop, go ahead and either give me questions through our Zoom or raise your hand or just vocally put it out there. But if I call for some questions, go ahead and put some questions out there. But I want to start with one, which is, why has it taken so long for you to come out in public?
Yes.
I
feel nervous
about
doing
improv.
Wow. Okay, I can understand that. First, I just want to understand some basic things about your nature. Are you alien or are you native to this planet?
Oh. Well,
I'm
originally
from
this
planet.
I
think,
but
sometimes
I
think
I'm
from
another
planet.
All
planets
are
like
each other.
Oh, that's truly profound. That's truly profound. So what I'd like to ask too is, were you born this way, or was this was your current appearance something that sort of emerged over time?
I've
always
been
different,
but
not
this
different.
So was there some kind of accident or I mean, is there an origin story? I mean, when did you become this different?
When
somebody
pushed
me
off
a
tower
long
time
ago.
Wow. Okay. Are you still bitter about that? Do you have strong feelings about this act of betrayal that turned you into what you are?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. At this point, I want to sort of open things to the troop. If any of you have some, oh yes, yes. Here's a question for you from the audience. Why my bed particularly?
Well,
you
see
you
talk
in
your
sleep
and
have
great
dreams.
Oh, that's a pretty good reason. Do you prefer? This is another question from the group. Do you prefer under the bed or in the closet?
Oh,
I
prefer
different
area,
each
Night.
depending
on
My
feeling.
Oh, so you rove from location to location, and just sort of keep people sort of on balance that way. Um, I'm sorry, I'm getting some really entertaining questions from the group that are not entirely relevant. Oh yes, do you actually yeah, here's a question. Do you know any other cryptids or monsters? Do you know any other creatures that we might know by name?
yes.
Santa.
To
Yep.
Santa too. Yep. Yeah. Anybody else? Any other famous monsters that you know other than Santa?
I
Am
friends,
with
the
Loch Ness,
monster
and
Bigfoot,
and
Mr.
Monopoly.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you do get around. That's 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 great. Um, you mentioned Santa as a monster. Is there something about Santa that you know that maybe we should know about? I mean, coming into the Christmas season and all.
he
is
A
villain.
duh.
Oh, wow. How did you come to discover that Santa was a villain?
well,
Have
You
seen?
his
closet?
No, no. I confess I haven't. I understand that that would definitely give. So what? Here's another question. I think we need to follow up. But what's in Santa's closet, please?
I'd
rather
Not.
say
Well, okay, I can understand if you're not interested in terrifying or scaring us, how that would make a lot of sense. Is there is there something that you'd like to tell us?
elves.
Right. Okay. Say no more. Say no more. I just have a couple of questions that sort of wrapping up some of the questions and odd comments that are cropping up from the group here. But my question for you is this: is there a particular monster that you would like to be mistaken for? Like, if somebody were to confuse you with some other mythical creature, what mythical creature, what cryptid like yourself would that be? Or maybe unlike yourself? I mean, who do you wish you were mistaken for?
I've
Always
admired
the
big
Sphinx.
Oh yeah, going for the Egyptian look. Well, that's great. If you have any final thoughts for us as we go into the holiday season at the end of this interview, could you give us some thoughts before you slink back off into mythic uncertainty?
yes.
always
Dream.
Big
dreams.
Yum.
Oh, that's terrific. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. That was a lovely interview with our three-headed creature. Yeah. Thank you, John, for playing us a little bit of a musical note there. Yeah, what I'd like to do another round of that, another round of three-headed something, another game of three-headed something, and this is going to involve a different three-headed creature. This is Chandler and Scout and Chloe are going to be the three heads of this particular being. And oh yes, I know exactly what you are a three-headed. You are a three-headed spokesperson for a company. You are a three-headed spokesperson for a particular multinational corporation of some kind or another, and so you are providing a press conference or talking to the press about your company and its products. And so we're going to ask you some questions about that. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So I'm going to turn the video off, and as soon as I do, we'll just go into that interview. To start with, actually, if you could just please identify for me, introduce yourself and your company. Tell us your name, but the company that you're speaking for.
My
Name.
is
Bob
The
builder.
I
represent
Many
construction
entities
So construction and landscaping firms, that kind of thing, basically. Yeah, Bob the Builder. And you speak for a whole number of construction companies. Is there a particular kind of construction that you, Bob, are sort of associated for is in this, sort of conglomerate, and does it have a name?
Yes.
we
mostly
Deal
with
wooden
chimneys.
Wow, that's pretty niche. So I understand that you're rolling out a new ad campaign promoting construction and construction firms in general. Could you give us some idea of what your slogan and what your whole advertising pitch is?
our
most
Notable
idea
is
be
better
than
everyone.
else.
always.
So that's a pretty clear message. Is there advice that you have for how to stay at number one?
Always
Destroy
Your
competition.
That's a remarkably ironic sort of slogan for a character named the Builder. I like it. Always destroy Bob the Builder. Always destroy the competition. I think the message on that is loud and clear. At this point, we're going to open it up to some questions from the group. This includes this is a burning question I think on many people's minds: Lowe's or Home Depot? Lowe's or Home Depot? Bob the Builder.
Lowe's.
Well, that's resolved for all time. That's good to know. Another question for you is, what did it take for you to get to the top? What did it take for you to get to the top?
Too
many
bodies.
It
hurts
a lot.
Too many bodies. It hurts a lot. Well, I can understand. We don't want to visit a part of your past that's going to give you pain. Let's see. Another question here is, yes, what has been your favorite building assignment? What have you built that you are proudest of or happiest with?
I
am
proud
of
skyscraper
number
7 3/4.
Because
she
is
taller
than
me.
Do you refer to all your skyscrapers as she?
No.
Oh, okay.
sometimes
they
Identify
as
other
genders.
Oh, I didn't know that about buildings. That's really quite fascinating. And thank you for bringing that to our attention. What do you build for fun?
I
build
Caskets.
for
pets.
Wow. like all sizes, or do you specialize in a particular variety of caskets for pets?
Giant.
caskets
For
Giant.
pets
I can see you've got some conflicted emotions about this hobby activity. Here's another question that we've got for you, which is, what is your favorite kind of architecture? What kind of buildings do you like the most, or what do you find influences you?
I
Sort of.
Love
the
Dadaist.
buildings.
the
Movement.
Is
indescribable.
Oh, that's marvelous. That's just terrific. Yes, we have one final question. This is an important question, and I have to give it due weight. Do you have any comment on the recent disappearance of America's most beloved giant pet, Clifford the Red Dog?
No.
I
don't.
Oh, well, okay, that's it then. Do you have any parting thoughts for us, Bob, before we break off this question and answer session?
always
Remember,
Destruction
builds character.
Always remember, destruction builds character. Well, that's definitely some thoughts to think about. That's marvelous. That's three-headed something or other. Thank you very much for playing. We're now going to move on to another game called Three-Player Foursquare. Three-Player Foursquare. For this, I need the following people to turn on their video: Diara and Shannon and Nick, and John will be playing along with this one and providing us with some musical transitions. What's going to happen is we're going to see a series of two-player scenes with these three players editing each other through a story that progresses through the relationships between these three characters. So we'll see a number of scenes with them. They'll be the same characters in all of those scenes, and we get to see some more about the relationship and the situation develop as we sort of follow through. Remember, this is self-edited, and John will provide some musical transition every time that you edit. We'll start with a scene between Nick and Shannon. Your suggestion to begin is Baby Learns to Walk. Baby Learns to Walk.
Ma.
Oh, look at you,
Ma.
Gerald.
Ma.
It took you 10 years, but you finally got it.
I can use my legs? So I don't have to use my arms anymore? I don't have the hands go on the floor, right? And I just keep them moving, keep them trucking. Mom, is that right, Mama?
You want to keep your hands off the floor, sweetie, because there's so many germs on the floor. You put your feet on the floor and you walk with your feet. We've been at this for 10 years.
That feels kind of yucky, Mom. I'm going to be honest. The floor has germs and my feet are clean because I took a shower. Mom, I can't walk on the floor like that.
Well, sweetie, I clean the floor to the best of my ability, but I can't always get everything, and there's lots of diseases going around, like rabid foot disease,
Mom,
rabid hand disease.
Mom, why do I need to walk?
Billy, when your dad was younger, he also had trouble walking, and I really want you to be able to overcome what he couldn't before he passed away of rabid hand disease.
It runs in the family, but I don't because I haven't walked yet.
Daryl, I told you, if you just stop carrying the boy around, he would learn how to walk.
But Lily, I care for him so much, and I don't want to lose him the same way I lost his father.
You know why his father got rabid hand disease? because he didn't walk because you carried him around everywhere too.
Lily, someone has to be the breadwinner of the family. I know for you it's different, and you only have one child that can walk perfectly, but after I lost Billy's younger sister as well, I want to save him.
One thing, when my Alex was learning her walking skills, she also learned how to walk on her hands. They call that a handstand or something like that. And it was convenient. And then she realized that her arms were too muscular, so she wanted to use her legs. You should try that with him.
Thank you, Lily. I can always count on you for good advice when it comes to hand-foot walking.
See, I got your back.
Hi, Lily. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Miss Teacher. Miss Teacher. Why do you walk?
Well, young boy, I walk because it's a much faster way of getting from point A to point B than crawling,
Miss Teacher, can I let you in on a cool secret?
Sure.
I've just kind of been scooting on my butt everywhere. It goes.
You look like you need your anal gland.
It's very sufficient.
I don't know about that. You look. I'm gonna let you have it, but I feel like it would be best if you tried to put one foot down and then the other, and use your leg muscles to propel you in the further direction.
Miss Teacher, I told my mom about that. The floor can be yucky sometimes.
So it makes more sense to use your butt.
So I take one leg and put it on the ground.
Yes, that's right.
I take other leg and put it on the ground.
Oh gosh, Billy.
This is so much height. Much height, Mother. The floor is so far.
You're much taller than me now. You. Oh my gosh. I'll remember this day forever.
Mom,
Billy, be careful.
Mom, I can walk. Do you know what this means?
You can leave me.
Exactly. I'm moving out, Mother.
Billy, don't go. You're only 10 years old. Well, Lily, I took your advice, and he's gone.
Well, well, Cheryl, at least he's not dead.
Don't tell me something happened to your little Bobby.
No. My child is alive and moving well. I'm talking about yours.
Are you sure about that? Last time I checked, Bobby was showing all the signs of rabid hand disease.
Is there something you'd like to say? Did you poison my child?
I just wanted to enlighten his mind because Billy left me. I have no one to teach, no one to spend time with.
Cheryl, you poisoned my child? My single one child?
Hello, Miss Teacher. You see, I've advanced.
I see
I'm making my way in the world. I'm progressing. I have this neat and nifty tie that fits around me.
That's so great. I'm very proud of you because I remember your mom didn't want you to walk much. And now look at you, just walking around all legs first.
That's correct. She didn't like me walking around. But you know what I can do now? I'm advanced, Miss Teacher. I can't just walk, I can sprint.
Wow,
Look
you're
at me
making more
go.
progress than my child.
Miss Teacher?
I was thinking.
What are you thinking?
I had this fleeting thought, what if you sit on the floor and strengthen your arms again?
Did you just tell me to sit on the floor?
Mm-hmm. Use your arms.
Miss Teacher,
What
I've
if
been
you-
grounded for many a year by my mother, but let me tell you now, I am a free man. I am a free man.
Well,
You cannot make me sit on that gross, yucky floor. I will walk, I will stride. In fact, Miss Teacher, I might even stride right out of this classroom.
Billy, I just wanted to say, I think your teacher Lily is going to try and sabotage you to inventions. Don't listen to anything she says. You keep on running.
Mother. You stress too much. Let me tell you, I am a man of commerce. I am a man of business now. I need not walk. I need not run, for I sit at my desk. I sit in complacency.
Billy, you got a desk job. That's farther than your father ever got. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you.
you're muted. You're muted.
I believe there's somebody trying to join the call.
That's right, because I'm trying to end the scene, but I don't have my microphone on because I wasn't holding my hand up to my head to indicate that I was on the phone. That was my mistake. But that's 3-player Foursquare, folks. That's 3-player Foursquare. Yes, yeah. Thanks, John. We definitely needed a musical note to end that rather alarming journey to power. I'm not entirely sure what it is that we just watched there, but let's go in even deeper and go even further over the edge with a little game we call Survivor. For this, we're going to need. John's going to go ahead and stay on camera. We need Liv and Cal and Abby and Chloe and Nick for this game of Survivor. I will subtract myself from the environment in just a moment and not mute myself so that you can still hear what the heck I'm saying. What's going to happen is we're going to start with a scene. I'm going to tell you what the setting is for a scene in just a moment. John's going to play an introduction for that scene. And then we're going to watch that scene with all 5 players, and then we're going to vote members of the scene off and see the scene with increasingly fewer players until finally one lucky winner gets to perform the entire scene by themselves with only John's introductory music to keep them company. But let's see first the 5-player version of this scene. That is, what do you call it when you have, when you've got like FBI guys doing, when they're like spying on criminals.
Surveillance truck?
Yeah, surveillance. Yeah, I'd like a scene that's an FBI surveillance team. An FBI surveillance team all in one location. This is a 5-player FBI surveillance team scene, and it begins after John plays you in.
It looks like Jerry is in position. We can start recording at will. Will, start recording.
Got it, boss.
I am. I'm in position. I'm ready for action. I'm ready for anything. I can feel it in my lungs.
Wait, guys, I don't see y'all. Did I show up to the wrong place again?
Barry, where are you?
I'm on the roof of the Commerce Building on the corner of 8th and 21st.
Barry, I'm going to be honest. I would drive and pick you up, but that kind of defeats the purpose of me having the surveillance right here.
So I am in the wrong place.
It wasn't the Commerce Building. It was the Trade Building.
Oh, God damn it. It was the Commerce Building last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yes,
the Commerce Building
Barry.
last week.
Okay.
Guys, I think we have a bigger problem on our hands.
Yeah, I hear them. I hear them.
It looks like they're hacking into our system now.
So am I not picking Barry up?
Should I just stay here on the Commerce Building, or like go all the way down the 82 flights of stairs, walk 3 blocks over to the Trade Building, and is
Barry, why don't you meet us for lunch after?
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm getting nice people watching in though, so I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit.
We'll miss you, Barry.
I guess I'm not a
Still
driver, I'm
being
a
hacked,
sitter.
guys. It looks like it's coming from that McDonald's on 17th Street.
Wait, Barry. That's right near where you are, isn't it?
It's like 3 blocks over, but good thing I brought my super high-powered binoculars. Oh my god, I see someone.
Do you see him? He should be wearing a red sweatshirt and have a big tattoo of a skull on the side of his face.
Yeah,
Sounds like it's time to drive over there. Huh? Huh?
That's the scene. That's the scene. That's our FBI surveillance scene. We're going to see that scene again. We're going to see that scene again, but missing one of the players. So if the troop could let me know through various astral means of transmission which player they think needs to be deleted from that particular scene. Just go ahead and provide those votes to me telepathically, and I will. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm very sorry, but Chloe, it looks as if you've been removed from the team. We're going to see this. We're going to see this very. It's an important question, but let's see that very same scene with these 4 players. John, play us in.
It looks like our agent is in place. We can record at will. Will, start recording.
Shifting
Got
into
it, boss.
park.
Wait.
Y'all, it looks like we're being hacked.
We're being hacked?
Barry, do
being
you see
hacked.
anything down there?
Yeah.
All I see are a bunch of business people in suits with briefcases.
Barry, where are you?
Oh, I went to the Trade Building. Were we supposed to be in the park today?
No, we're at the Commerce Building. The Trade Building was last week.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't get my calendar straight.
Yeah.
So am I driving to get Barry again?
No. Barry, can you meet us for lunch afterward?
Yeah, I can meet y'all for lunch, but only if we can go to that McDonald's we surveilled last week. It really got me craving those chicken nuggets.
I'm
Are
fine
you gonna
with that.
show up to the right McDonald's, huh?
You know what, Will? Yeah, I fucking am, okay? Shut up.
Oh, because we know how
Bill?
great you are at showing up at the right place.
Will, this is a surveillance
Turn
van,
this down.
not a place of conflict.
Right. It looks like we're getting hacked from. Oh, it looks like it's coming from that Burger King on 47th Street this time. Bobby,
Barry?
Barry.
Barry, do you see
can
anything
you
going
see
on there?
anything?
Barry, could you see anything?
Yeah, this time it's like 5 blocks away, but let me just turn up the magnification on my binoculars. Oh,
So
yeah,
glad we invested in those.
I see him. It's our same guy wearing the red sweatshirt with the skull tattoo.
So if I'm driving us there, which I assume I'm doing, hand on the wheel and all, can I get drive-through?
But we were gonna do McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the beginning of the scene. Back to the beginning of the scene. If the troop could convey to me by various telepathic means who they think should be removed from the scene, not who they think should end the scene, but who they think should be removed this particular time, that would be particularly helpful so I can have a sense of what 3 lucky players. Yes, I think there is a consensus. Cal has been removed from the scene. We will now see this very same FBI surveillance scene with Nick and Liv and Abby. Go! Play us in, John.
All right, well, we're pulling up to the Trade Building. Let me just shift it in park here.
Ooh, tough stop there, bud.
Look, if you're going to criticize my driving like that, you can drive, okay?
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I just turned on my comms. I was climbing the 82 flights of stairs in the Commerce Building.
The Commerce Building.
What seems to be your location,
The
Billy
the
Joe?
the Commerce Building is
Did-
where I am.
We are at the Trade Building, Barry.
Fucking
The
damn-
Trade Building.
Ah, shit.
You
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just go back down the stairs again.
There's not an
Wait,
elevator?
Barbara, just a second. It looks like we're getting hacked.
Again? Will, what kind of security technician are you? We keep getting fucking hacked.
A really good question, actually.
Guys, this time it's coming from inside the van.
Wait, I think my high-powered binoculars blocks to see where y'all are.
I'm just gonna shift it into drive.
Oh my God.
All right, that ends that particular iteration of the scene. I'd like to find out who gets removed this time. Who is the lucky? Oh, yeah, there's some dispute, but I think the votes are in. It's going to be Liv. You're going to be removed from the scene. So we're going to see the scene with just Nick and Abby having left. It's coming from inside the van. Let's, John, play them in one more time, please.
So, Barry, you want to tell me where you're at?
You know what? I don't know that I do this time. A, because it appears that I'm always in the wrong fucking place, but it seems that you have some nefarious purposes, and I don't know if I want you to know where I am.
Nefarious, I don't think is the right word. Ambitious, yes. Fantastic, yes. World ending, possibly.
Oh, God.
Barry, we can make this much, much easier if you just tell me where you're at.
Well, I would tell you.
Left turn, hold on.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Let me just say that.
Barry, I don't have all day. If you can't tell me, I'm just going to start driving through McDonald's.
You're at the McDonald's.
Well, that's where we always stop and eat, right?
Yeah, it is. Hey, is that a red sweatshirt that you're wearing? Oh my God, is that a skull
Maybe?
on your arm?
No.
Time?
Finally, I think we've actually entered a state of delirium here in the Zoom room. We're going to see that scene with just Abby. Just Abby. Nick has been voted off. Yes. So Abby, this surveillance scene is all yours. John, play Abby, our lucky winner, into the scene, please.
Ah, yes. What a beautiful day on top of the Commerce building. Looking around out here over our great city with my incredibly high-powered binoculars, I can see from coast to coast practically. Oh, look, over there, California. And if I just look a little that way, hey, New York. Wow.
And if you look a little bit more to the right, it's me, Barry.
That's Survivor. That's Survivor. In which the dead just refuse not to die. Let's bring everybody back on, please. Everybody go ahead and turn your cameras back on. We have just a few announcements before we wrap our show for the night. We've got, first of all, we're going to need to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we're going to leave you with some parting thoughts. So before we go even a step further, we need to, of course, comment on that firm, that company, that product, without which these shows would simply not be possible, and that, of course, is Time Loops. Time Loops. So now the group will provide a brief message from our sponsor, Time Loops. Trying to forget November.
Wait, there was a reason I was here.
Is there a month you just can't seem to get back?
I was supposed to be doing something. I know I was supposed to be doing something.
Is there a month that seems to take forever?
Did I forget to eat?
Are you feeling loopy?
Was it
Are
my
you
birthday?
just running out of time?
Was it my birthday? Did I forget to age?
Was it my birthday? Am I running out of time?
Is it my birthday? Did I forget to eat?
Did your connection bleep out and you couldn't hear anything for a while?
Did your
Time
connection lag out? Did my connection lag out and I have some time loops? I had some time loops for breakfast and it lagged out.
Did your server just get hacked?
Time loops. Time loops.
I've forgotten what I was supposed to forget.
Remember, but I'm remembering to forget.
I know that when the day lags on, I just sometimes remember to eat something, and that something is time loops.
Breakfast.
Something is time loops.
something is time.
Breakfast is time loops.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
That something is time loops.
Breakfast cereal.
Time loops.
Breakfast cereal.
Parts of an eternal breakfast.
Hello? Where
Hello.
am I?
You're in the Zoom room with the Austin College Improv Troupe, courtesy of Time Loops. Come and join us again in the spring when we'll return with more live performances after 2020 is something that we've forgotten. We have time loops. That's right,
Your
time.
mirror is time loops.
Time loops. But finally, we're going to leave you with John's assistance with some parting thoughts from TACIT and TACIT Radio. We're going to provide you with some parting thoughts, things to think about, things to carry forward with you in the coming season. So let's just take a moment now, and John will provide some accents and comments on these thoughts for us to think about moving forward into these future months. What good thoughts or just thoughts or things that are on our minds would we like to share with our audience right now, moving forward here at the end of the semester, past that month that I've already forgotten?
The holidays are approaching, and we at the Austin College Improv Troupe would just like to remind you that prison orange is not your color. Keep it together.
Us here at the Austin College Improv Troupe would like to remind you, you don't have to understand time to have a good one.
Hi, Nick here with the Austin College Improv Troupe. Just wanted to remind you that eggnog your uncle is drinking, it's not just eggnog.
It's got
from TACIT. Don't forget that time is meaningless and everything is a construction. Nothing matters.
Friendly reminder here at TACIT, from TACIT. Don't go into your parents' closet and try to find out what your Christmas presents are. That's no fun.
This is Chandler from TACIT, and here to remind you that there may be elves in anyone's closet.
Hi, Nick here again with the Austin College Improv Troupe. If people have presents under their tree still, and it's like right on the edge of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, those are unclaimed and they're free game. Feel free to just grab a couple.
Hey, this is Cal here with the Austin College Improv Troupe, and I'd like to share something with you that brings me strength. Because whenever things get hard and I'm looking at that finals week, I remember that if everything ever gets too hard, I can just walk out into the forest and live the cryptid life I always thought I would.
Thank you so much for tuning in to TACIT Radio. I'm just here to remind you that no matter how many gifts of time you get, it will never be enough. You will never obtain the amount of time that you need to actually fulfill the things you want to do in your life, and you should just give up now.
DR here with TACIT Radio, and I would just like to remind everyone that it's fun when Liv doesn't get to talk.
Here with the Austin College Improv Troupe. If you're thinking of starting a New Year's resolution, don't bother. You won't live long enough to see one anyway.
This is Chandler from the Austin College Improv Troupe. I just wanted to please drop a little quick PSA. Sometimes the thought is not what matters.
Live. Go ahead.
You're listening to TACIT Radio, and we just want to send a reminder, no matter how many times you get cut off, the joke probably wasn't that funny anyway.
And now, here at the Austin College Improv Troupe, we would like to provide a moment of silence in respect to Liv's long since dead joke.
Monday.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. That's our study break. Those are the food for thought that we have. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe, and in that very same order that we were doing before, we are
Talia,
Abby, Chandler,
Diara.
Live.
Shannon.
Out.
Nick.
Chloe.
John.
Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good night, a safe holiday. Watch Facebook, our page on Facebook, for future performances. We'll be cranking some stuff out come the upcoming spring months. So look for us in 2021. Stay safe, love each other well, and we'll see you again soon. Good night.